You are now entering the horror sanctum.
Hello, welcome back to the Horror Sanctum podcast. I'm Jay with Kellen and TJ, and today we are going to be discussing our shortest film we have ever done, clocking in at just 62 minutes. 2024's Milk and Serial. That's serial with an S, as in serial killer. Side note, that would be a great podcast where people just sample different types of cereal while watching true crime documentaries. Milk and Serial. It's the perfect podcast. Um, but anyways, written, directed, and starring Curry Barker, surprise birthday prank takes a turn for the worse when a popular social media duo must face the reality of the terrifying aftermath. Think scare tactics meets creep.
Very much with a heavy dose of creep. And you just made me realize that I used to love that show, Scare Tactics. Man, I remember the one that had like the giant monster rat. That was like one of the best ones. Anyway, I knew nothing about these guys. I have not watched any of their other stuff on YouTube, like pranks or whatnot. I guess they're doing a kind of a parody version of kind of what they really do with this Prank Brothers type thing, but then just decided to make a found footage horror film. Apparently, they'd done another short horror film type thing a couple years before to kind of test the waters. But I know I was totally blind going into this, but I kept seeing this groundswell of attention for this film. And then when I looked it up, it's like, oh, well, they just put it on YouTube. Already got 1.5 million views in like 5 months. It's really become this kind of viral happening, which I know they already had a bit of an audience to kind of piggyback off of, but I was not part of that audience, and the horror community has taken this and is starting to run with it, and it's really getting out there now. So I just checked it out. I'm typically not a huge found footage horror guy, but the ones I love are, I think, pretty definitively some of the best. And I would honestly, I was pleasantly surprised by this. The way I rank found footage horror films is, am I still going along for the ride at every kind of turn and step? And with this film, it's only 63 minutes. I was right there through every major motion of the plot. I didn't really 100% know how it was going to end up. It kept surprising me up until the end. There's still some questions about exactly what happens at the end. Um, and man, I was just very pleasantly surprised. I really like this film. I think I'm adding it to my list of favorite. I don't know if it's top 10, but it's probably top 20 of my favorite found footage films. And if I were to rewatch it a few times, it could crack the top 10 for sure. Um, I think with the ages of these guys and just the talent they're already displaying, I believe I read they had a $800 budget to make this thing. 800 bucks, and what you already have with just digital video and the ability to shoot this kind of style now. This is like opening the doors wide open for people who have real talent in terms of story structure. That main guy that plays the serial killer, man, I don't know how he is in real life, but he can just turn on a dime between like just regular dude and super creepy, just like the guy in the Creep films. And he's really got some acting chops, unless he just is a creeper and a serial killer. I mean, it convinced me. Um, so yeah, I would definitely check out, and probably will check out whatever the short they did before this, and whatever else. Uh, this what is his name? Curry Barker. Yeah, whatever this guy's doing, and it's horror. I'm down with it because they've definitely proven their merit, uh, as far as I'm concerned. And also, I would also do anything related to cereal. I often, just to piggyback on what Jay was talking about cereal, totally unrelated. I often find myself YouTubing like the history of cereal. I don't know why I'm obsessed with cereal. Like the distribution factories that box the cereal, the history of Kellogg's. I've YouTubed way too much about cereal, and
Go outside, nerd.
it's something
Because
comforting to
cereal
me.
is the perfect cold food.
Right. Even without milk, I like dry cereal.
Yeah, cereal is fantastic. I've eaten cereal for dinner many a time.
Same. Same.
Again,
And
this is cereal with an S.
And wait, what were we talking about? Anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off. Are you done, TJ?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, this sucked. I hated it so much. This was so
Really?
bad.
Really?
So I knew who Coop and Curry were before because I knew that's a bad idea. I'd seen a lot of their shorts. I follow them on YouTube. I love their little comedy skits. The Curry Barker who plays this guy in the movie. He is good. He is good. He's good in all of their little shorts they do. I would say of the two. I'm sorry, Cooper. You're kind of the weak link of the two. Not quite as strong of an actor. He does good as the creep. But that's what this was. It was a less thought out version of creep. I mean, it's you just instead of him making videos of him killing people, it's hey, we make videos pranking people, and now I'm gonna prank my best friend into becoming a killer, and then I'm gonna kill him because that's what I do because I'm a killer. It was just a weaker version of creep, and I honestly, like within 20 minutes, I was like, I'm so glad this is just over an hour. So I don't know that I could sit through the whole thing. I thought about maybe speeding it up because some of it was just so dumb. This is my whacking brick. Like what?
That was
what
great.
Are you doing? Like it just I don't. And it's hard for me to like creep. The way creep works so well is the main character in it, and we don't know his name because he gives a different name every time. But you believe because of how intelligent he goes about convincing these people to get killed ultimately, you believe that he could get away with these things. You believe that he is smart enough to kill these people in a way where it's not going to come back to him. This guy, at no point did I think, oh, he definitely could get away with killing multiple people. I'm like, he was so sloppy throughout the whole film and most of the stuff that he did. And it all, I think the part that just absolutely baffled me of a decision because their comedy stuff is really good. It's super funny. Some of it's a little gross, but it's hilarious. Why would you make such a dumb decision if he's going to have his friend shoot and kill somebody as part of his idea? His friend just happened to decide that he wanted to have a prank with a prop gun or a fake bullet in a gun to pretend like somebody was shooting people, and now all of a sudden, oh, this makes it even perfect because he's already thinking this gun has blanks in it. Like it was just I was like, wow, this is so dumb. It's such a dumb it's so dumb. It's the dumbest. I don't know how else to put it. I had high hopes for it. I love horror shorts in general, and maybe it's because the found footage, and in found footage movies like this, and again, I just have to keep going to Creep because Creep is so well done, 1 and 2 both, and Creep tapes. It just feels more fleshed out. This feels like two guys sitting in a room, getting high, said, "Oh, you know, it'd be a great idea," and then they just recorded it. Like they didn't storyboard it. They didn't actually write a script. They kind of just threw it together as they went. Some of the dialogue feels clunky. And as good as Curry is, there's only so much you can do with bad writing. And so that just kept pulling me out of it because I was like, this is like the interactions just felt like two guys one guy who knew how to, like the bedroom scene where the guy's sitting on the bed and he was like, you can't talk to people. That's not how dudes talk to each other. That he would have been like, he would have forgot about it before they got to the apartment. It was like, felt like forced dialogue so that they could extend the movie a little bit. And it wasn't good. So you know, I will say, if you love sketch comedy, short videos, definitely follow them on YouTube. That's a bad idea. but the ultimate bad idea was them making this movie.
This is
I'm
interesting.
shocked. I
This is-
thought you'd love this, Kellen.
This is interesting. I think so. We're going to have like a higher score. We're going to have a lower score. What am I going to have? I'm going to have, I don't know. Because to me, this exists. That's it. There's nothing about this that makes me want to show anyone. There's nothing about it that makes me want to watch it again. You mentioned something about potential, of these guys in the future. Maybe, but not like this, because we've seen it before and we've seen it done so much better. You knew what was going to happen pretty much the entire time. You couldn't believe your eyes. The best part to me is kind of the turn is where he gets that girl and just starts beating her into the concrete.
That was brutal.
That I give props for that scene. That was a rough scene, and that was the best scene in the movie. I guess you call it a movie, 62 minutes. But other than that, I have nothing for this. If someone said, I give this a 5, I'm like, yeah, okay. I could rationalize that. I give this a 0. Yeah, I can rationalize that. Like, I get it. Like the Skinamarink effect that we all have. Like, some people think it's a masterpiece. We think it's a pile of fucking shit. It's like, it's all relative. But this movie's just nothing. It's nothing. I had already seen it, and we just kind of had this as a backup episode because we had a guest scheduled. Like, well, let's have something ready just in case. And this is what we went with. And I'm like, yeah, I want to watch that again. And I'm watching it. I'm just like, is it over yet? I'm like, what? It's only 10 minutes. What is happening? It's not rewatchable for me. It's not shareable for me. It's nothing to me. So that's all I got.
I'm shocked.
I would say that take is more shocking than mine because Jay has self-proclaimed multiple times he likes pretty much everything.
And found footage is a favorite.
And I love found footage when it's done well. And I'm not saying this is not done well for what they had, what they did. It is what it is. But
he found this footage very meh.
but that main guy's acting. You didn't think he was a good actor?
He was good. He annoyed the hell out of me though. So
he's supposed to.
I know, but yeah, but where's it going? In the future, I don't know. But I don't know. It's just there. That's all I got.
I'm shocked at both of you guys' takes because I'm not a found footage guy, and I really like this.
Have you seen Barry, TJ? Have you seen the series Barry?
I have not, but I do love
Jay
that guy.
Only the first season.
Okay, I won't say anything then, but it was definitely there was a scene in this that reminded me of Barry, and that was probably the only redeeming thing in it where it was just like, whoa, didn't expect that. But yeah. Like I'll forget about this movie within a week.
All right, well, let's go to the fun part. Let's go with our rankings and then we'll close up shop. I'm gonna think. So TJ, you go first.
Oh shoot, I hadn't even thought about what I give this. In light of you guys, I feel like I need to prop it up a little bit. Honestly, I would watch this again if only because the length of it and the pacing of it, I think, works in its favor. I think if this were to have tried to be 80 or 90 minutes, it'd be way too long and way overly bloated. And I'm glad they didn't over bloat it because there's just what you need to technically be a movie, I think. I'm between 3 and 3.5, but given how low I'm afraid you guys are going to give it, I'm going to give it 3.5. I feel like a 7 to make my top 20 found footage films is pretty good.
If we had time, I would go through all the found footage movies and we could find so many that are better than this.
Kelly? I could find at least 10.
Oh, go find that footage. I think this movie could have been better if they cut it in half. I think if they would have just gone with him doing a prank on his friend and slowly devolving into him being a serial killer, I think that would have made it better. I think the whole first half of the movie is not important to any of it. I don't think you had to do anything to establish anything. And it just drags it through the mud for me. So I don't want to put it in Abigail territory because I feel like with an $800 budget, they did better than Abigail for me did with a millions of dollar budget that Abigail had. So I'm going to put this at a 1.5.
Wow.
I I thought you were going to go 0. I thought you were going to go 0.
You
So,
gave Abigail 0, right?
not he's
Bumped it up to a 1 after what movie was it we saw that I was like, no, this is the worst movie possible.
It's the Mickey Mouse man.
It was the
Oh,
Mickey
yeah.
Mouse. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was, yeah.
Or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You hated both of them. So I didn't go back and look because I had reviewed this last year sometime when I saw it. I'm like, it's fun. Watched it again today. I'm like, it's not fun. Like it's a one and done. It's a one pump chump. And at the same time, it's not. It is what it is, right? So I gave it a 2. I think that averages out at like 2.3. So that's a 2 for Cereal and Milk. Great name, Milk and Cereal. I mean, that's clever, right? The mask is creepy. Those, I don't know what it is about those see-through blank masks like that. They do creep the shit out of me. So, all right. Anything else, TJ?
I mean, probably not. I'm just terribly disappointed.
It's fine. It's fucking fine.
Can anybody tell the difference other than me between 2% and whole milk?
Oh yeah, 100%. Of course, I'm now lactose intolerant and I can't drink either of them. But when I was drinking them every day, there's a lot more milk fat in the whole milk, and
it's almost like it's almost thicker. Yeah,
it is.
I don't know why people have. I've always had people be like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "No, you drink one and then drink the other." Right
I
after
grew
you
up
test it,
drinking
you tell
whole
the difference.
milk like every day of my life and my chocolate milk. And then when I got to be an adult and living on my own, I started doing 2%. And then I just went straight 2% until I did the whole 30. And then that jacked me up for milk for the rest of my life.
What the fuck just happened?
I made this episode interesting.
I thought we were doing a podcast on milk and cereal.
Apparently we are. Come back next week for Milk Hour.
I like Special K with the strawberries.
So next time, keep it churning.
Keep it spooky. And
All right. That's it for this episode. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube, to wherever you're listening to this podcast. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, join our group on Facebook. Let's do a bucket real quick. We're back to our bucket. We rearranged our bucket a little bit. So let's pick and see what our next.
Oh, you got a different
orange bucket. So
that's not the witch.
Now you can see.
That's not the witch bucket.
I know. It wasn't fun. It made me look like I was a wizard.
You know what that bucket would be good for?
Kicking it. Oh.
All right. This
is
Kellen's pick.
Oh,
the Toxic Avenger.
The OG.
It's about time we got to that.
I want to see the new one that comes out sometime later this year now.
I knew it would.
Is it actually going to come out now?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. As it should. All right. Signing off, I'm Jay with Kellen and TJ. And until next time,
keep it spooky and eat that cereal, kids.
You know the difference between 2% and whole milk.
That's cereal is another way I know that I'm an adult now. Do you know what my favorite cereal is? That's not like with sugar.
Raisin Bran Crunch.
I love Wheaties.
Grandma.
Oh, that's great.
Wheaties is one of my.
I thought I had cereals. Old man cereal. I like Special K with the strawberries, and I like Raisin Bran Crunch.
I like Raisin Bran and Raisin Bran Crunch.
I do Special like Captain Crunch with the crunch berries.
I like peanut butter crunch.
I'm not big into chocolate and peanut butter.
Let's keep going. Let's start our cereal podcast.
I'm big into Fruit Loops. I'm a Fruit Loops guy.
Fruit Loops is good. You know what's the opposite of that? Fruity Pebbles. And anybody who says Fruity Pebbles is a good cereal can go straight to hell because that's where you belong.
You know, they're not good. Once you put milk, they're instantly gross because they just melt away. Same thing with Rice Krispies, really.
Well, and they make a good Rice Krispie treat if you use Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles,
terrible
one of
cereal.
the best toppings on Fancy Pants donuts, though, with frosting. Fruity Pebbles, they're great. Fruity Pebbles dry, good. Fruity Pebbles wet, worst thing of all time.
I know you'd be better off just putting like a Jolly Rancher in a bowl of oatmeal because it's about the same flavor. It's so bad. I hate it so much. It's the best cereal.
Speaking of oat milk, that's my milk of choice now as a lactose intolerant.
Good to know.
Get
it's
a sponsorship.
Creamier. It's creamier.
If I could get sponsored, if I could have Walt's, Kellen, Bob's Reese's Puffs, whatever you want to call it. No, instead we've got Angel Reese's Puffs. Blah. That is one of my favorite trends right now, where people are throwing the box of Angel Reese's Puffs into their basket, but they're missing.
What is Angel? I'm
Angel
lost.
Reese is a WNBA player. God, TJ.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
Caitlin Clark's arch enemy.
Okay.
The Joker to her Batman.
Was that the lady that was arrested overseas for a while?
Oh, that was Brittany Griner.
Okay. I can't keep up with fake
She was arrested,
sports.
I think, for having a hemp pen. Like,
oh yeah, it was something stupid.
and Russia is very well known for no fun. It's a no fun zone.
Right.
What? Hot take. We have listeners in Russia.
Oh,
Looked at it this weekend.
Das Vidanya.
I think we're in like 52 different countries, but somebody clicked on it by accident. Like, oh.
Probably
Before they had the internet shut down.
One's South Africa. I'm like, I know who that is.
You know who that is?
Elon Musk.
Ryan Kruger.
Oh,
yeah.
street trash.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see him
Probably.
in a couple of days.
I have my street trash Fast 5 ready to go.
Oh, nice. I think he's going to be a fun guy if we can actually get him with the crazy 8-hour time zone difference in our schedules.
That sucks so hard. And in his defense, after he said to reschedule, Lindsay had come home. I'm like, all right, let's go eat. And while I was eating is when he messaged me and said, "Oh, my friend, whatever." I'm like,
"Well, I went out with the wife almost immediately after I realized that we weren't doing the thing, and then you're 15 minutes later texting, we can do it."
Yeah.
And I asked my wife
if
she wanted to do anything, and she said, "Not with you," and then left. No, I'm kidding.
All right,
a regular occurrence.
we'll look at our schedule for Toxic Avenger.
All right,
what's Thursday?
My Bloody Valentine 81.
Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, I just rewatched that on Blu-ray.
I need to watch it.
I need to rewatch it.
I've never seen it.
Oh, no. I'm glad you're seeing it.
I think you're going to have a hot take on this. I feel it. I can feel it.
So it was made 2 years before I was born, or the year my wife was born. So
it's very, very Canadian. Just FYI.
So does the killer say "eh"?
E, I got you there, E.
Yeah. Would you like a box of chocolates and a knife, eh?
Rip your arm off there, E.
So sorry about your head.
All right, we got to stop. All right, adios. TJ, I'll make a thing for milk and cereal here in a second.
Okay.
I sent you the video.
Sorry about your mouth and the shower of blood, eh?
She's going to
sure I'll get that reference when I watch it.
Yeah.
All right, adios.
All right.
See y'all.
Bye.